Hello, welcome back. I'm Tanya, and this is the Soapy Bubble. Today, we are not talking soap or cosmetics, body products, bath products, wax melts, candles, or any other thing that I do normally. Today, we're talking about shrubs. And not the kind that are outside along your porch. We're talking shrubs, which is a drink made from mostly fruits, herbs, and vinegar. That's what we're talking about today. I know it's an odd thing, but we've had such a hot summer, and like people don't think of drinking vinegar drinks to cool and rehydrate, their bodies. That's what we're talking about today. Shrubs, how to make one, how to do one, how to use it. Don't forget the chit chat at the end of the video, and let's go check out this peach basil shrub. And there's steps to this one because it takes more than just one day, okay? So in this, we're gonna do it in this. We need a pound of peaches. How much is a pound of peaches? Okay, so 2 to 3 peaches. I'm just gonna go with these 2. Can you see what I'm doing? Yep, okay. They're so yummy. They really are. They're perfect. They're ripe. I can't remember where my husband got them, but and I'm just gonna cut them in here. We're supposed to put them in a bowl, and I just don't know, exactly what the bowl's going to do for me because I have to cover it and put it in the fridge. Okay, so I am just going to do it my way. Okay, so this is the first step of all this. Okay, we got the peaches in here. We're gonna take a cup of sugar and no, my husband insists we buy cane sugar, which is fine with me. I mean, I don't care. The other side of the state has sugar beets, and if they were non-GMO, then I might, buy them, but what is that one? Crystal something sugar. They don't say that they are. So, yeah, we're prissy people in some cases. And then in others, my son is telling me how you can light a Dorito on fire. So if you don't have fire starter and you're camping this summer, just, light a Dorito. So, okay, this is what it's looked like. I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight, and then the next day we're going to toss it again and refrigerate it again, okay? So step 1 was, this is step 1. Okay, so this is day 2. Now, something I missed on the directions was that you were supposed to shake it till the sugar was dissolved. Well, I just didn't think that those peaches were going to dissolve the sugar, so I didn't. So today, I'm going to, you're supposed to shake it again and then refrigerate overnight. So this time, I'm just going to mix up the peaches as best as I can and try and get all this sugar mostly dissolved. I mean, I know it's cold, but right? If I had tossed them together, I just don't, you toss peaches, you toss apples, you toss strawberries. We used to toss strawberries in sugar. It's not totally dissolved, but I think it'll work on it. So what we're gonna do, this is day 2, giving it a good toss, and we're gonna put it back into the refrigerator. Okay, so day 3, we are going to use some basil leaves, and as you can see, there's no more sugar. It's all dissolved, okay? All beautifully dissolved. And then we're gonna just add our basil leaves. I'm using some dried ones. You can use fresh. I'm probably using 10 dried. You can use 10 fresh to up to 20 fresh leaves. And then we're going to add white wine vinegar. And we're going to add a cup of this. I wasn't sure how much I had left. It's going to be right on the nose. If you make your own vinegars, these are really cool to have on hand and just, you know, put it in there. But I usually end up using jars. Okay. Now we're gonna mix it up. Mix it up really good. They say cover with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for 7 to 10 days. I have also seen where you can just cover it with plastic wrap because, you know, the vinegar will eat the cover, and leave it on the counter for 7 to 10 days. But if you leave it on the counter, you want to mix it and burp it and do all the things, okay? So that choice is yours. We're gonna do it for 7 to 10 days and then come back. Okay, so it has been a week since this has been sitting on my counter, and I wanna show you, like, fermented stuff gets bubbles. Even though this was on the whole time, right? I didn't do it like kombucha, just left this on the whole time. It still has the bubbly effect to it. Now the first thing we're gonna do is strain it. Now, usually they, you know, say a fine strainer, which I would consider this a fine strainer. But there's too much fruit in here for that. So I will use this one who's maybe half fine, and I'll put a cheesecloth on it. And I will like this. Okay, so we're gonna strain this. So this has been on the counter at least 7 to 10 days. Okay? Maybe I said 3 to 7. I don't know what I said. You can store it in the fridge 7 to 10 days for sure. And here comes the fun part of waiting for it to strain. Now, because it's a cheesecloth, I will try and press everything I can out. If you do this with a fine strainer though, you want to be careful so you don't get too much pulp in it. The basil gives it a really nice scent. I usually, my favorite to make is strawberry and holy basil, which is tulsi. And that is delightful. Now you're probably wondering what a shrub really is. A shrub is just a zingy drinking vinegar that contains fruit and herbs. It's basically soaking, I put it on the counter so it's fermenting those fruits and herbs to make a sweet, tangy syrup. It's like an herbal sports drink. It really quenches your thirst and cools you down, which is amazing without all the sugars that, you know, a lot of sports drinks contain. Now, if you look online and look up drinking vinegars, there are lots of options, like a switchel, which contains molasses, and Haymaker's Punch, and Oxymel kind of gets thrown in there. And Oxymel, the only difference is it's infused vinegar and honey. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, where the drinking vinegars are a 1-to-1-to-1, a fruit to sugar to vinegar ratio. And we'll get to our next part. So I'm going to put this in a totally clean jar. This is too big of a jar for it. But when I'm done, I'm going to put it in a clean jar and store it in the fridge for up to 6 months. Okay? So to use this, you can mix it with ice cold water. You can mix it with soda water, or I actually mix it with tonic water. If you want alcohol, actually another thing I mix it with is my homemade kombucha. This is cinnamon flavored, so I'm not sure. That would go with a peach. That'd be really good. You can mix it with just a sparkling water. If you want alcohol, vodka or gin. Gin is really good. For more information about the health benefits of vinegars and drinking these types of drinks, I will link my other video I did a while back in the comments below. I know you're probably wondering what you do with the fruit left over from the shrub. Now, you can mix it in your drink. I actually like to eat it, which is odd, but I like to eat it. But if you want to save it for your drinks, if you're going to use it like within a week, just put it in a separate jar so that you can add it to your drinks as you need to, and to make sure it doesn't grow mold or anything. Then I would definitely throw it. But that's what I do with the fruit. Or you can compost it or feed it to your chickens, which is my second option. There is nothing like a good shrub on a hot summer's day. You know, depression is one of those things that it's really hard for somebody to see somebody else going through and not try to help. And sometimes if you're not very aware of yourself and actually know who you are, it's really hard to pinpoint that you're going through depression yourself. And I mean, we all have our ups and downs, right? Sometimes depression doesn't show up as a normal type. Like there's typical signs of depression, you know, not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to sleep all day, wanting to not do anything. You know, there's typical signs that they always ask you if you go to the doctor's office. But I'll be honest with you, like I struggled with depression with not typical signs of depression. Could I get up in the morning? Yes. Could I do my basic stuff? Yes. Could I do what I had to do? Not always. That is my dog on my patio door wanting to get in. I look back now and it's not the normal signs of depression. It was very odd signs to me, even though I knew I was going through it and I knew this was why I couldn't do things. I just could not make myself do it. Yeah. And there's probably more to it than just depression. There was a lot more to it than just that. You know, sometimes when people are just like, you know, I'm fine, which is my favorite word to use. So I've been trying to just say, I'm good. How are you? Because it gets me out of that zone, right? Because it's like, I am good. I am good. I should be good. I should be good. My daughter is a huge advocate for mental health, whether it's in children's or teens or adults. And she believes that we should have more mental health programs, cheaper programs for people who just need help. Sometimes you just need that one person to just help you lift you out. And if your partner isn't one of those people who recognizes what you're going through or is concerned about what you're going through, that's really hard too. When you have somebody that's very self-centered on what they're dealing with, you need to be more observant about the people in your life. You know, pay attention, be the light to light their path for them for a little while. Okay? Be the wings that help them fly a little bit. Take the weight for a little while and help them. I don't know if this is exactly how I wanted to get my point across. My point in the end is we are all going through stuff. We all deal with depression and emotions differently. We all process our emotions differently depending on how you were raised, what you have gone through, and we're all going through it. Even if it's a stranger, give them a smile, because sometimes that smile does so much more than you can even know. One little rock can make the whole lake ripple. So I will leave you with 3 things today. Be kind, be forgiving, and be you. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. I will see you next time. God bless.